What is up, everybody? This is Lyle, No Hippie Trucking and Transportation, coming at you from the Prime Inc. yard in Pittston, Pennsylvania. I hear they have some truck driving championships coming up here pretty soon. But listen, if you're dropping out here on this yard right now, you're doing way more than they're doing in any of them truck driving championships. This is a mess out here. And as a matter of fact, at this point, people are just dropping them everywhere. I see 2 trucks that are blocked in by 2 trailers that if they need to leave anytime soon, they aren't going anywhere. And when I say they dropped them in front of these trucks and trailers, I mean a foot in front of them. So hopefully they don't have to leave anytime soon. Wanted to talk about this Repower situation last night. But before I get to that, I'd done a video a while back where I was talking about this taco restaurant. I want to clear that up. I gave all kinds of bad information in that video. The place that I'm talking about wasn't near Memphis. It was near Nashville. So if you take that 840 loop out of Nashville, get on that 40 going west, it's about 6 miles west of that 840 loop. And you'll see a Love's on the left. You make a right, go down about a quarter mile, and that's where the taco place is. So sorry about any confusion on that. Haven't had a chance to get to any of these messages lately. I've just been a little busy. Did 2 weeks, in those mid 3,000 mile areas. So I've been a little sleepy when I get done. So let's talk about this Repower situation last night. So I pick up this load in Bolingbrook, Illinois. It's going to be going to Conklin, New York. Excellent load. Plus, I love the shipper like the receiver. It's that Armada receiver out in Conklin. And it was a pretty quick, I might have had about, once I got out there, I might have had 14 hours to kill before my delivery. So wasn't going to be a lot of time wasted on the load. As soon as I got the load loaded, did my live load call, I'm on my way out of the place. I get a message, and it's one of those messages where it's saying there's been a change to your load, view changes, all this stuff. They changed my appointment from Friday at 0300 to Monday at 0300. And I was like, you know what, that's not going to work. So I sent a message to the dispatcher that was covering mine, and I was like, Monday is just way too much time on this. I'm going to drop this load in Pittston, if that's all right. And so anyway, got the okay on that, and headed out on my way. Now, I'm only from there to Pittston was maybe about 700 miles, I think, something like that. So really all I wanted to do was get it down to 1 drive shift, maybe a little bit more. So I drove out about 300 miles, left the rest to do today. Go to sleep at the rest area on I-80, and I get a message in the morning. Or I get woke up by my Qualcomm going off saying, you got a message. So look at the message. It's the fleet manager asking me if I could do a Repower on this load. And he goes about telling me all the reasons I shouldn't do the Repower, to be honest with you. But then he says it's going to put you in a much better area, all that kind of stuff. Now, I've been looking to do some good deeds just to give me some luck. So the money and all that stuff didn't really matter as far as this situation goes. So I was like, you know what, I'll go ahead and do it. Send me the driver's name, phone number, truck number, where they're parked at. So he sends that information to me. Now, the first thing I notice is he's at the Love's in Perryville, Ohio. What I'm thinking in my mind is this guy must be a rookie, because if you're doing a Repower and you're at the Love's out there, if I was going to be doing, having somebody Repower me, I'd be at that big ass Petro over there, not this little small ass Love. So that was the first thing that kind of irritated me, because this was going to be about, I think, 3:30 in the morning I was going to get over there. So anyway, get the phone number, call the guy, doesn't answer. I try like 3-4 times. Send the fleet manager a message and say, hey, this guy's not answering the phone. And he's like, well, just drive over there and, you know, knock on his door or something like that. So now I'm really getting irritated. I'm like, so now I gotta go out of my way, drive 30 miles, you know, and then go wake somebody up. I mean, like, why am I doing all the work? I'm not the one that needs the repower. So I get over there, fill up my trailer. In the meantime, I'm trying to, like, it's kind of busy there to be that early in the morning. So I'm like just trying to scan the area, see if I can find the truck. Don't see him. So I drive around the parking lot, find a space to park. Now I get to the pleasure of trying to walk my ass around this place and figure out, you know, find out where he's parked. So I find him, knock on the guy's door, and he opens up the door like, you know, I stole something from him. So I say, you know what, I'm here for your repower. Man, they're repowering this dude and he didn't even know it. So he's a little upset. I don't know why he wanted the load, because it was a crappy load, to be honest with you. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Let me call my fleet manager. And I was like, you know, is this the load you're on? All this kind of stuff. He's like, yeah. And then he's like starting to get pissed off. Not at me. So I just send a message to the fleet manager also. I was like, he says that he doesn't want to give up this load. You know, I just send a basic message just saying he doesn't want to give up the load. So he says he's going to call his fleet manager. So I guess he's on the phone with the fleet manager and some supervisor or something. So I go back up there and he's like, still not worked out. So I just send a message to the fleet manager. I say, you know what? He's not wanting to give up the load, and you guys got about 5 minutes before I make up everybody's mind for myself. So walk back over there one more time, and he's like, I'm keeping the load. I was like, hey, that's fine. That's fine with me. I'm just trying to help. So I head out. Fleet manager gives me a call. Now, this is a fleet manager I've never met, never seen his name, anything like that. And he basically just apologizes for not letting me know what the situation was, and the reason that they're going to repower him was, and really, if he makes a load, I mean, I don't know. To me, it seemed like it'd be pretty tight for him to make it, and I know that they are having problems with, well, I don't know how big of a problem, but they're definitely not looking for any service failures right now. And for him to have to go through Gary, Indiana, Chicago, all that stuff, with the amount of, you know, leaving when his clock came back, it'd be pretty tight. And it's one of those situations where the fleet manager was talking to me in a way that made me think that if that load didn't go as planned and it ended up being a service failure, this guy might not survive it. So I don't know. But it just put me in a bad situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, just knocking on anybody's door in the middle of the night that's not expecting you isn't a good move anyway. And then me repowering somebody that has no, you know, which, you know, like I said, I ended up not doing it. Works out better for me. I'm just trying to help. But I guess my takeaway from this is, I understand everybody needs their sleep and all that kind of stuff, but maybe it's the old school person in me or whatever, but to go to sleep, shut off your phone, Qualcomm, like any of that shit that would alert you to any issues that might be going on, to me just doesn't make a lot of sense. Now, like I said, I'm old school, so maybe that's different, but just having no like connection with, you know, the outside world just doesn't seem like a good move. So anyway, that's that. I just got done doing my little truck driving championship, backing it into this tight ass spot, and got a shower, so didn't have a chance to put on no lotion yet, but I'm not gonna put on any lotion. But told my fleet manager, he asked me when I wanted to make myself ready. Just said, you know, give a brother till tomorrow morning, and that's what we're doing. So hopefully I can come back here, get some good sleep, not have to worry about setting an alarm to wake up. That's always a good thing. But that's it. I'm not sure how long it's gonna be before I do any more videos. I'm trying to stay extremely focused, but I did think that that was a little something to speak about. Oh, and I know that some of you guys watched this video about this female prime driver. I guess she was in Philadelphia and somebody's cutting a lock off her truck and she's out there confronting them. Now, I've played this out in my head a number of times, so maybe it's why I would automatically react to this situation differently. But there is no way that I'm confronting anybody about no shit that's not mine. I mean, Philadelphia too. I mean, they'll just shoot your ass just to shoot you out there. So I'm not out there. As a matter of fact, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to bring this up in the meeting or not. You know what? I'm definitely waiting to see if this gets brought up in the meeting, because I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they might not say exactly who the receiver was. To me, I don't know if she went to check in and came back and this happened in that process, or if she was out walking her pet or something like that, but it seemed to happen pretty quick. And that would, hate to say it, that would be on my do not go to list. And I guess the remedy for the situation was to have her drive back to the shipper, have them inspect the product, count it, do all that stuff, and then go right back to where she went. That's a no-fly zone right there. I mean, I'm not going to go get robbed and then go try to get robbed again. Not happening. At least I think that's what happened. I'm not 100% sure, but don't put yourself in those situations. This younger generation out here, and I'm saying anybody younger than, let's say, 35, so I'm not just saying, you know, young bucks, but you already know they're already running into stores. Don't care if anybody sees them doing what they're doing. You already see people getting shot over the most random shit. Don't get shot over some goddamn ice cream bars or some shit like that. It's not even worth confronting them people. Anyway, enough about that. Hey, I do appreciate you guys stopping by. No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. As always, comment, subscribe. I'm out.